Before we start, quick note from Editor Jazz here. There are times when the microphones just were not picking up our words, no matter how loud I made the audio, so I apologize. Some of the stories and tales get lost in that. This episode is audio only, so if you're listening to it and you don't see video, that is not unexpected. But I hope you still enjoy the episode anyway. Welcome to Tales from the Trials. As always, I'm Jazz, and today I'm joined with Vanessa from Silver Screen Canines and Macee, who I forget what all you're with. So if you guys want to do a quick introduction.
It is
I love
just
it.
Macee.
It's just Macee with Macee. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen it yet, this last Friday, as of the time of recording, we had a performance for the Ozark Lunkers in their halftime. And these two phenomenal ladies, they actually did the performance. I just ran around and picked up Frisbees. So first question I have for you guys, how did you get into Disc Dog?
No, you go first.
Okay. Well, I saw someone play. I have to think about that. I went to a performance with a friend. She invited me to be her assistant, and she asked if I minded that on the way home if we stopped at a competition. And I was like, no, sounds like fun. I'll, watch, hang out. And it was incredibly cold, so I didn't get to watch the whole thing. We were up north, Michigan, Minnesota, one of the M states in the middle of like January. It was freaking cold. And so I watched from the van, and I was like, that looks like a ton of fun. And I bought my first 5 Frisbees, and I went home and tried it out. And then started tracking down like teachers and stuff like that just around the area. And I found the person that now teaches both of us, Andrea Saka, and I just know her by Dre. I drove to St. Louis every week for like 2 months doing classes with her. And then I started competing from there.
That's fantastic. What about you, Macee?
Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
I had a breeder friend that played toss and fetch at a local toss and fetch league, like an hour from my house. So I went up there every week for like 6 months, and then they did a little bit of up dog, which was fun, and I got into that. Then I saw one of the people from our club doing like freestyle, and I was like, oh, like I already teach tricks to my dogs just for like funsies. Like this could be cool. So I got another dog, and because the dog I had, he was not a freestyle dog. He just like toss and fetch. So I had adopted another border collie 6 months before I had wanted to get in freestyle, and I started going around and like meeting different people. I've learned from people all over the world, Europe, America, everywhere.
Everywhere over the world, names 2 countries.
I don't know. I've done some stuff with some Japanese players as well.
Oh, that's
some lessons with them.
so cool.
Yeah, I was trying to remember Japan. But yeah, I've done lessons with people all over the world, different states, stuff like that, and just kind of soaked up all the information that I could, and that's how I'm here.
So one thing that was really fun was we initially only thought Vanessa was going to be performing, and then I get a text from Vanessa being like, hey, do you care if our other person 30 minutes before, I'm sure we stressed out the organizers a little bit, hey, do you care if Macee joins? And I'm like, I don't know who that is, but sure, let's do it, because that sounds like fun. And then we found out that you've done this a lot. So what all, I remember you saying NFL and NBA, what all venues have you performed at?
Yeah, I've done an NFL. I've done 2 NFLs. I've done an NBA. I've done a lot of college basketball. I've done college football and a high school football. And I've done a baseball game before.
Nice. Are you allowed to say what teams?
Yeah, I think I can. I've for the
do it anyway.
Yeah, literally. I've done the Minnesota Vikings and the Buffalo Bills for NFL, and then I did the Dallas Mavericks NBA, and then I did Texas Tech for college, done Missouri State, not Missouri State, sorry, Mississippi State, that's where it was.
One of those
Yeah,
MSUs.
one of the M's. I've done a lot of like different colleges and schools, but those are the couple off my mind that I remember.
Do you have any memories that pop up as like the most fun things, or do you just kind of like black out while you're performing?
Well, I did the Pro Bowl as well. I forgot about that. Last year I did the Pro Bowl with my good friend Abby Klein, and that was probably the funnest one I've done so far. Just different players from all over these teams. I'm a big football fan. I grew up in a football family, so seeing like big players from big teams that I grew up watching is really fun. It's just the whole experience. I mean, I don't black out when I do it, but I definitely just enjoy the experience with my dog.
That's fantastic. I know, Vanessa, you've got some stuff under your belt too.
Not as fancy.
Not as fancy, but I know at least locally did you end up winning the Toss and Fetch League or Updog League? I don't really remember what the final standings were.
I don't really have any awards under my belt, like not big ones. I did a long distance competition. They call it the Hero Cup. Three years ago up in St. Louis. They used to host it at Purina Farms. And we took second or third in that one. We did take home the medal for longest catch on that, which was a complete fluke. I'll be totally honest. Long distance is not my game. We just went up to have some fun, and so it was cool to come home with those. My accolades typically lay in like film set. I've done commercials for Bass Pro, Elanco, those kinds of companies. So I love competing. It's a ton of fun, but I would say, a mid-level competitor. I usually am in the middle of the roster. Never been podiumed, never anything like that. We just go to have fun, though. We're not in it to win it. We're just in it to go play.
So how did the two of you end up connecting and crossing paths?
Disc competitions.
In Texas was, I think, the first one.
There's a place down in Texas called 2P Ranch, and they host some really fun competitions. It's one of my favorite venues to go to, and we would run into each other a few times there. We've also run into each other, I think, in St. Louis.
Probably.
Once or twice, somewhere up there. Yeah. Mostly at disc competitions. And so this is our first year working together with, like, on the performance side with stunt dogs.
How long have you guys been in this? Like, disc in general, stunt dogs, tricks, all the chaos.
I've been training dogs for about 5 years now. I've been playing Frisbee for about 4, and I've been performing full-time for 3.
It's amazing.
So I've been training dogs for about, I don't know, I stopped counting at 15 years.
She's old.
I am old. No, I've been training dogs for a little over 15 years now, and most of that has been obedience and behavior and pack rehab. This is my second year as a professional performer. I used to do a lot of community stuff for fun and for free. And then I've been doing disc for 7 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know I had talked to you because I thought I'd have a Frisbee dog. Turns out he tries to catch it with his front paws and just lets it smack him in the face in a very poodle-like manner of, oh, my front paws can do everything. So I am still waiting on a hopeful future Frisbee dog, but he does all the tricks, which is still fun. What is your favorite freestyle trick? Or like top 3, because I know a lot of them are fun.
To teach or to
Let's go both.
use?
Teach and then use.
You want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I don't know that I have a freestyle trick that I like absolutely love using. I really enjoy teaching rebounds, where the dog like jumps off of the front of you and literally rebounds in a circle, and you both end up facing each other again. Those are fun to teach. I know the crowd really likes the vaults, where the dog jumps off of your body. So those are always fun, I guess, to do, because I like hearing the crowd's reaction. I guess those would be mine.
My favorite trick to do would be a Jakey, which is where dog jumps up, catches a Frisbee at the same time as they're rebounding off of your body. So kind of like a rebound, but kind of different. Any variation of a Jakey, front Jakey, back Jakey, hand Jakey, any of those. What else do I like? I like juggles. I really like teaching different juggles because you can get so creative. And so different with your juggles. There's like 8,000 different ways to put a multiple into a routine. So figuring that out for each different dog and what niche fits each different dog is really fun for me. And then I would say my favorite one to do in a routine is stalls. I like the way that you can kind of manipulate different stalls and stuff like that. Yeah. Vanessa's looking at me like
competitor, performer.
I still perform.
She's an amazing performer, but you come from a very competitive mindset. So you're like, let me find a different way to teach this that nobody's ever done before.
Yes.
And I'm just like, please do the trick. It'll be great.
It'll be fun.
The crowd will love it. It'll be fantastic.
And when you say juggle, what exactly, in the best way you can, and if this ends up just being a, hey, I'm going to send you a video because that makes it easier to explain, what would you describe it
So
as?
a juggle is also known as a multiple. It's when you're doing multiple things back to back to back to back. So typically it has to be at least 3. Most competitors make it 4. So it can be like your standing regular shuffle where you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, throwing the frisbee into the dog's mouth, one after another, after another, after another. I have a bouncing juggle with one of my dogs where she jumps up into the air, she catches, lays down, rolls. It's a kind of a, it flows very well. It goes hop, roll, hop,
Yeah, you
roll,
saw it.
hop. No, I didn't do it at the halftime.
Oh,
No?
Did not. It takes too long to do for half times because I start with a
Gotcha.
big out throw and my dog's a little bit of a wench about
so
dropping a frisbee.
to clarify a little bit, when you're juggling, you have 2 discs typically. You're gonna throw one into the dog's mouth, and then you're literally juggling because you'll put the frisbee that you have in your hand into your dominant hand, take the frisbee from the dog's mouth, throw the next one, and so that's why we call it a juggle
Okay.
Or a shuffle.
or a shuffle. Yeah.
Multiple. I guess I think of it. It's not always. It doesn't have to be a juggle to be counted as a multiple. So a multiple or a shuffle is anything that is one after. You could do a Jakey multiple where it's 1, then 2, then 3. Like
It's usually in quick succession.
yes,
like
quick
1 to
succession.
2 seconds between each
yes,
throw.
it's a very continuous thing.
And it's the throws that make it the multiple,
Yep.
not just the back-to-back tricks.
Yes, it's the throws. So for a trick to be counted in a freestyle routine, there has to be a throw added into it. Everything else is just filler.
Okay.
Which a judge can say that they're not going to score, but if it makes the routine flow as a whole, your team judge is typically going to score those things.
What was your favorite part about competitions, or what is your favorite part about
Oh, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Don't count me out yet. My favorite part about competitions, I have 2 answers. I really like the community that I've built in the competing world, hanging out with all my friends, and it's a hoot, bonfires, hanging out after the day that we've all had, spending 8-9 hours playing with our dogs, competing. We're all one big family at the end of it. But my second favorite part is seeing the dogs develop, and not even just my dogs, but seeing like my friends start with their younger dogs, and then you go to these competitions all the time, and 3 years down the road, this dog is a world champion. Like just seeing the development of different dogs, and even my own dogs on a competition field is really cool.
I had a question, and then I lost it. And I think you guys just watched that happen in real time. What's your...
My favorite thing about comps,
or your performances, since you do more of those.
both of them are kind of, well, I guess not. My favorite thing is the crowd's reactions. I love making people smile, so I will do something goofy or stupid on stage or on a fair field, whatever, just to get a smile out of people, because that's what performance is. If you're not making it enjoyable, then you shouldn't be doing it, is my opinion. But competitions, it's very similar to Macee. I like watching the other competitors grow, both them and their dogs. I enjoy the community that we build because especially for disc, you're running pretty much in the same circles. No matter what state you're in, you will see the same people because disc is a much smaller community.
Like agility
or
dock diving, even.
That kind of stuff. And I think one of my other favorite parts is watching the international competitors. I love going to watch the finals, like the world finals, because you have people from all over the world that come down, and it's every area has a different style, and it's really cool to watch all that stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
What's your favorite style to watch from?
My favorite style to watch is the Japanese style.
Gonna have to go look up Japanese disc dog now. I
Yeah.
didn't realize this was a thing.
It's a lot of fun. They put a lot of movement into it. Macee probably has way more elegant words, but they put a lot of movement into it. They put a lot of creativity into it, and they're much more open. They use the whole field. They're doing a lot more out throws versus us Americans who
Typically stand in the center of the field.
we stay in the center of the field. We do a lot more inside tricks, and I'm totally guilty of it, which is great for where I'm performing right now when I have a stage that's 5 feet long.
As big as this room.
Like, is little. But if in my competition field, that hurts me. Versus I've watched Macee compete, and she's adopted much more of the European and Japanese style. And so she is rising up. You've, won? Have you won yet?
I haven't won an overall, no. I have won a couple other things, but I have not
I
won.
know I've seen her on the podium before.
Yeah, I've
So-
placed. I have a few. I haven't won an overall. That's the big important one, but I have a couple accolades, yeah.
So it is really neat to watch that stuff. If you ever get a chance, watch them. They're on YouTube.
And depending on how enthusiastic editor Jazz is, you might be seeing this overlaid on the video.
Is it my turn to answer the question?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here. My favorite style is the European style. I have a huge respect for the Japanese and what they do on the field, and I think it is unmatched completely. I think all three styles, when we're kind of grouping them into European, Japanese, and American, those are kind of your base three styles that we have. And I do enjoy and absolutely adore watching their play, but for myself personally, trying to adapt kind of the more style that I want to play is European. Because they do all the field movement, they do all of the hard out throws, they do tricky tricks, but they're very dancey. They're very elegant on the field. I am not elegant on the field. I'm very much American in that way. There's not many American disc players that move the way Europeans do. It's more of a dance than it is. It is a routine. It's just their style is more dancing and flowy and looking pretty lines, pretty shapes. And I can really appreciate that because I know how hard it is to look that good doing that because my dog can do most of the tricks and I can do most of the throws, but putting that together and looking fluent is not as easy as it seems.
I would say the European style is, like she said, much more flowy versus the American style is very much start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. Like you can see the sets that they have in the American style versus
Europeans never stop moving. Their routine never stops. It's finding a way to make it all flow together, which in my opinion is the best way to have it. And Japanese are the same. It all flows together.
But
they just have a little bit of a harsher, not harsh, but
they use the martial arts. I can't think of the actual word, but I see a lot of like their style of martial arts in
That makes sense.
their throwing.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool, some of the stuff they could do. I would never be able to do it. I'm not physically capable of that stuff. But that is what I enjoy about it. And so I see the Japanese style as a little bit in between as far as like the start and stop because they are very flowy, but because of the martial arts in it, you can see a little bit
There
of
are
that.
those natural
Yeah.
breaks as you're doing the position changes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That makes sense. I'm going to have so much of a fun time not going down the biggest rabbit hole when I get to
I'll give you a
editing
few
this.
team names. Japanese-wise, Mona Harai, Kosuke Harai, Sean Harai, Yachi Harai.
Pretty much Horizon.
It's a team. Natsumi Tsuda is also a very, very good player that comes from Japan.
I do enjoy watching her.
And then Europe-wise, Anya Radomska, Joanna Korbal.
Would you say Finelli? I enjoy watching
She's
her
American,
routine.
though. She plays, I guess she's Italian, but she plays
More American style.
more. No, she just plays in America more. That's,
Oh,
sorry,
you're
Vanessa.
thinking like actually
In Europe, yes.
Europe.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just thinking style. So I'm like, here's people I've seen. I'll just be quiet.
Julia Zamborowski with Effect is really nice. Veronica with Mori, she's really good. Sahi I can't say his last name. He has a dog named Jasper. He's from Israel. Very good team. There's a bunch. There's hundreds out there that are phenomenal, but those are just a few top of the name hats that I think of when I think of European players.
For those who know, like, obedience and agility and doggy dancing,
It's a lot like Crufts.
the European championships are very equivalent to Crufts.
Okay.
Most everybody knows Crufts.
So yeah, I would say that just, I mean, like the insane level of talent and just everybody is so kind, so friendly, so outgoing and like helpful, especially me being the only American there. I am not used to going places and English not being the first language.
Oh,
That
that
was-
had to be weird.
It was a little overwhelming actually the first day. I was talking to all these people and I'm like, oh shit, like I don't know what they're saying. Like, yeah, so for the European Championship, people come from all over, all of the EU countries, Israel, Spain, everywhere in Europe. But everybody was just very nice, very friendly. It was easy to make friends. It was great. After I got over kind of like a little bit of the language barrier, because that was a big culture shock to me.
Oh, yeah.
I had never been in a place where I didn't know what other people were saying all around me. Like, it was nobody else there. Their first language was not English. Like, everybody pretty much for the most part spoke really good English. And so it was easy, but like still they're talking in Polish or they're talking in Czech or they're talking in Spanish. And I'm like, holy shit, what is going on here? But it got easier after day one.
It is a weird feeling to be dropped in the middle of somewhere and be like, I don't actually understand anything anyone's saying around me. Because, like, that was a culture shock I got to do with a study abroad trip because I went to South Korea.
Oh, okay.
And I just remember at one point being completely overwhelmed. I went and sat in the corner of a McDonald's with my headphones on. I was just like, I just need English for a minute.
It's just English.
And also in the middle of Seoul's big train stations. So it was like loud. More people than I've ever seen in my life because I've lived in Missouri. I think that train station had more people than like Springfield did. Yeah. It felt like it. But yes, I assume everybody just kind of same vibe over there. Like, you're all competing, but you're still having fun.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we competed, and even while we were competing, we were having a great time in the tents and just hanging out, chat with each other, drinking a beer. Like, it was
typically the disc community, though.
That
That's
seems
why
so chill.
That's why I chose disc, because I came
it's chill until it's not.
from I came from competition obedience,
Okay.
where
Oh, God.
you couldn't stick your nose high enough in the air. Like, and for those that are listening to do it, sorry, but not sorry.
She doesn't apologize.
No, the way that I was treated there was horrible, and it made it not fun. And a lot of it, like, I walked in as a novice, never competed before, never done dog sports. My dog and I was green as green could be, right?
Like puke green.
Thank you for that.
And we've got the thumbnail.
As green as green grass.
This was my first dog that I had ever trained from the ground up, like, on my own, and I literally was looking for something to keep him occupied. And I came across the local club here in Springfield, and I signed up for a class. And because I was so new, they brought me in for an eval to make sure that I would fit in that class, because I signed up for a midway one. It wasn't a beginner course, but it wasn't a comp ready course. So they just wanted to make sure. And she started throwing terminology at me and, hey, can you do this? And hey, can you do that? And I'm like, I have no idea
It's like, I don't know
what
you're
you're
saying.
talking about.
Kids, this is your lesson. Give up on competition obedience and move to frisbee.
Yeah, and so, like, the people, my teacher is amazing. Love her to pieces. She supported me and still does to this day. But the people in the competition ring and the way that I was treated, because I will be the first to say, I got extremely freaking lucky. My dog just did these things. And so we walked into our first competition. Yeah. We walked into our first comp and we left with blue ribbons.
Oh.
I wasn't expecting to place. someone had to push me forward and be like, that's you, when they called my number, because I was like, oh, no, it wasn't. We didn't do that great. Like, and so Teddy and I, in that world, we did something unheard of where we walked in, because you need 3 titles or 3 placements, qualifying scores, to get a title. And we walked in and we did our beginner novice and our novice. And then I went, I don't really want to do this. Let's switch to rally. And we went rally novice, intermediate, advanced, and excellent every weekend. Done. We didn't reset anything. And then I was done. I had nothing else to do.
She was bored.
And I was like, let's go to agility. And so coming from that world where people really were snotty to me and rude, and I'm like, okay, like, I don't understand why. I don't know any of you. I'm trying to make friends. I'm trying to be nice. And so coming from that world, and then I'm like, well, it'll be better in agility. It's not.
It's really not.
It's not. I've been yelled at for the dumbest freaking things. And then Teddy hated agility. He would rather jump over the gate and go play with another dog. That's why we didn't do agility. So then I found the disc community, and Teddy hated disc, but Brixie, my German Shepherd, absolutely loved it. Was she competitive? Not even a little bit.
Hey, don't be throwing shade on my girl.
I love Brixie, I do. But she barely made it through a 60-second round of toss and fetch, okay?
That's not true.
Like, it is
Brixie
totally
will win.
It is totally true.
She's
but I
mean to
love
that
her.
dog, everybody.
I
hates
love
her.
it. And she taught me a lot. And just the community, the shift in that. I didn't walk in with the most competitive dog. I walked in with a dog that would rather sleep than play with me.
Brixie?
And yeah. And I walked in with an off-breed at that, because in disc, you're going to see a lot of your herdy things, your border collies, your cattle dogs, your Aussies, right? And now you're getting into your Malinois and your border whippets and your whippet,
Coolies
these
and
things.
your Kelpies,
Yeah. But it's,
staffies, border whip staffs.
yeah. And so I walk in with this German Shepherd, and nobody shunned me. Nobody was rude. Like, I walked in and everybody treated me like I was supposed to be there, and like I actually belonged. And I went, this is now my new favorite sport. I have no clue what I'm doing.
Get me out of competition obedience, she says.
And I never went back to comp obedience until Teddy and Brixie became seniors, and they came up with, what is it, Rally Master?
Yeah.
Master, is that the next
Something
one up?
like that.
And I was like, come on, let's go do that. And so we did. And he's like 2 legs away from his title before he just kind of showed me that he was bored. And so I'm like, all right,
He wanted
whatever.
to hit the freestyle field.
Teddy on the freestyle field. Oh, Lord.
Right now.
It's
taking the land of Oz.
But again, he just, like, he was an amazing dog, is an amazing dog. And so we just blew right through it. And I was like, okay. But shifting between those, I will choose disc every time because the community is amazing. For the majority of it, you still have your people in there who are
always going to be a thing.
Yeah, it's every competition. People are competitive, right?
Yeah.
And that's part of competition. But for the most part, everybody there is going to share their tips with you. They're going to be like, oh, hey, I saw you do this. Why don't you try this? And they want to see you succeed. And that, to me, is why it's like the best sport out there.
I kind of had that, but mine was agility. But I think it's because I didn't start with AKC agility.
Yeah, probably.
And I don't ever recommend people start with AKC agility because it is just harder and it's more intense. And Michelle and I have joked in some of the other podcasts of like, we have all of our agility trials at the same arena, but you walk in and you know which group is hosting it just based on the vibe as soon as you walk in the door.
You walk into an AKC agility trial and it's like silent. And if you make a noise, you might as well just walk back out the door. Like, I am a klutzy person, okay? I'm going to trip over my own feet, and I'm probably going to stomp when I do it. And, like,
God forbid.
The glaring.
If you see that at any of my trials, let me know.
I will hardcore be like, no, we're done with this.
So one of the fun things that we've talked about, and hopefully we can make it happen this year, is possibly doing a Frisbee seminar of some type with you guys. What would
Macee
be the
here.
things that you guys would want to talk about or you think people would like to know? Because I know we've got a lot of beginner people who've never done any sport, let alone disc. We've got some people who like, oh, my dog will chase a Frisbee. And then you've got people like me who's like, I'd love to learn, but I'm about to borrow one of your dogs.
I know if I were to teach a seminar, like the few people that have taken a couple lessons from me, they've mostly wanted to learn how to throw a Frisbee so that their dog was able to catch it. And a big thing in freestyle is learning different kinds of throws. And so that's one of the things I teach. I will also teach some of the basic, I call them basic, the very common tricks that you see that people really enjoy, like the stalls and the rebounds, those kinds of things. What would you teach?
Whatever people want to learn.
That's really it. Those are.
I mean, I can teach beginner freestyle. I can teach long distance. I can teach how to throw a 40-yard toss and fetch throw. It's really whatever people want to learn and are open to learning, and that's because there's different mechanics. There's truly people should start out with a beginner seminar that goes over the beginning basics of most things. So the beginning basics of freestyle, the beginning basics of toss and fetch. Or if they really just want to focus on long distance, then they should just do the beginning basics of long distance. Like, I wouldn't pair long distance and toss and fetch together because that can muddy the waters a little bit. You should, in my opinion, be able to throw toss and fetch before you throw long distance.
Understandable.
Having good form is very important in both things. And so good foundation, good form, and toss and fetch will eventually lead you to having good form and good foundation in long distance. Learning flight mechanics of discs and what angle, hyzer, anhyzer, mung, how to point the Frisbee for different kind of winds, throwing into a headwind, throwing into a tailwind. Are you laughing at me?
No, I'm laughing at me. You have all these fancy words, and I know what they all mean, but when I'm trying to do it, I'm like, put the Frisbee like this.
Hyzer, anhyzer.
Because I always get them confused.
I definitely thought you were talking about alcohol there for a second.
No, it's throws.
To say she's probably also laughing at my face because I just felt my eyes going, what?
No, they're all different positions for the Frisbee and throws.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot to think about when you're playing Frisbee, even if you're just playing toss and fetch.
How to trigger your dog to bite the Frisbee so they're not just ripping it out of your hand every time.
How to throw into the wind or against the wind, and which way is preferable for the type of throwing that you do and the type of discs that you use.
Oh, yeah, because that's a thing. There's different discs.
Yeah,
because I remember you were like, yes, you brought the red ones. And I was just like,
Yeah.
God, I love this.
Yeah, so there's a couple different brands. The main brands in America are Hyperflight and Hero Disc USA. I'm a Hero Disc USA gal myself.
Superior.
What'd you
I
say?
said Hero is superior.
Hero is very, very, very superior.
Not sponsored, but would love to be.
I am
She
sponsored.
is sponsored.
She is sponsored. I am not.
She does love to be.
I would love to be.
I love every disc that Hero Disc USA makes, and that's not even me just talking on my butt. That's truly, I've played with every single plastic that they make, and I have not disliked a single one. I have my preferences of what I use and what's in my bag daily. And Hyperflight, I pulled them out of the discs, I pulled them out of the bag when I have to play Skyhounds. It's about all. But I'm a diehard Hero girl. There's everything. They've got small discs, big discs. That sounds terrible.
Make a whole song out of
Yeah,
it.
I know, right? They have small one, like smaller. They have four different diameter sizes. So diameter is how big the disc is around.
Little ones from their
Yeah,
pup.
yep. They have like little puppy ones, and they have Adams for your like small dogs, or even just like your puppies as they're growing, and then 215s, which I like for. Personally, I think you can use 215 with any dog, unless it's like a Great Dane or like a really big Shepherd or Malinois. Then
I
you're
use
probably
them for my lab.
you're probably
as well as
gonna-
my cattle dogs.
Yeah, you're probably going to want to use a 235 for those bigger breeds. But even the smaller breeds can catch 235s. It's just what you prefer.
And in competition, the smaller dogs can use the smaller discs, right?
Yes.
Correct.
So the smaller
Nice.
dogs are encouraged to use the smaller discs in competition.
Love that.
Yeah. Yep.
It makes it easier for them to not only catch it, but to run back so they're not like tripping
not
over.
die.
Dragging the disc on the
Yeah,
ground.
and it also helps with the back of their mouth because as they're catching it, some dogs, like my cattle dog, have really deep bites. And so before I learned about the different sizes, I was using the bigger ones, which are 235s, because that's what my border collie used. My lab can use it. So that's what I was handed because I started with a German Shepherd. So I noticed every time we got done playing, she had blood in her mouth. And I was like, why are you cutting your mouth? Well, as she would jump or flip, that disc was too big. So as she landed, she would hit the disc against the ground, shoving it into the back of her mouth. So the very back of her mouth would get cut and bloodied up. So using the 215s, which are more of a appropriate size for her, fix that issue.
I love that so much.
Yeah, different diameters, different plastics too, but I'll be here for hours if I get into all that stuff.
Yes.
There's a lot of different stuff there.
And each one has a different reason and a different use for being there.
100% different dogs that can,
So-
all dogs can use all kinds of frisbees. Doesn't really matter.
Your top competitors, if you dig in their disc bag, they're going to have, 10 different types of plastic?
No, I mean, I have...
18.
It depends on which dog I'm playing with. Each dog has their own type of plastic, own diameter of disc that they play with. I have really no dogs that play with the same.
That sounds expensive.
It is
It is.
expensive.
Speaking of, I have asked you this before, but the number's changed since I last asked. I know for
dogs?
stunt dog,
How many dogs
you could
do
let
you
me get
have?
the question out.
I'm just kidding.
I know for stunt dog, there is like a minimum number of dogs you need to go compete or perform with them because you've got to change them out so often so the dogs can rest. How many do you guys all have? Because I'm over
It's
here
the
with my
forbidden
two.
question.
Oh, I know, right?
Not allowed to ask.
How many we have is how many we have, and that's it.
Enough to perform.
Yeah, so I don't know if stunt dogs has a minimum number of dogs. They will typically...
For some reason, I could have sworn that I heard 4, but that might have been a jazz making it up without
it might have been
realizing
something
it.
I said for my own personal preference.
Yeah, there's no
That's
rule.
fair.
There's
And my
no
brain definitely
hard-
would
yeah.
interpret that as like, I
There's
guess that's the
no-
Well,
standard.
technically, you're supposed to have 3 dogs per shot.
Yeah, but for
But-
like a personal use, they'll pair you up with a team. I've never met a team with less than 3 dogs, though.
Yes.
Because most of the time, I mean, we're not going to have a dog that does everything.
No.
And so most of the time we, have different dogs for different things.
Yes.
So to answer your question, I have 11 dogs.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a lot. I cry a lot. It is a lot, but it allows me to have, because I have dogs that are retiring. So like my 2 oldest are turning 14 and 11 this year, so they're going into retirement. And then I've got 3 that are middle-aged. I've got 2 that are 6 and 1 that just turned 8. So they're going to be retiring within the next couple of years.
8.
Willow.
I had to think about that.
And so they're going to be retiring in the next couple years. I always let them choose when to retire and when not to.
Right.
And most of them will stop usually performing, and I'd say between 8 and 12, depending on the dog. Willow is probably going to retire here by the time she's 10. Like, I can already see her slowing down.
Big
and-
dog, though. That's normal.
Yeah, she's a big lab.
She is.
Um,
She's such a sweetheart.
She is. So we end up getting a lot of dogs, not necessarily because we want a lot of dogs. At least I don't want a lot of dogs, but I need dogs to train up
So
to
they're ready.
replace these other dogs. And it takes 2 to 3 years to train up that kind of dog to be stage ready. So that's why I have 11.
And because we all know how people on the internet can be, the dogs stay with you till they pass.
Yes.
for
Oh,
the
yeah.
most
Yeah,
part.
yeah. They are family first and performers second.
100%.
Like competitors second. Like all that stuff comes second. And that's why any performer or competitor will tell you, we will let the dog choose what they enjoy doing, what they don't enjoy doing. Like the reason that I left obedience is because Teddy didn't want to do it.
Yep.
Like he very clearly showed me that this was boring for him. and he didn't like it. And so I went, okay, let's go try something else.
Can't force a dog to do something they don't want to do.
Right.
It never ends up working in the long run.
No. So yeah, we always let the dog choose, and they are with us for life. So even though, like, Brixie hasn't actually done a full performance at competition since she was probably like 6, but she still lives with me, and she hangs out, and she goes and plays in the backyard, and we go on walks and hikes and all the stuff that people do with their dogs, even if they're not performing. Yeah. Mine just happened to have a job.
Yeah, I have 7, and then I technically have 9 right now, but I take fosters in. So I have 2 foster dogs with me currently that just are coming out of rescue shelters, trying to find a home. And I live on the road. I do this full time. I can't work all my performers. Like, after work, after shows, they're done.
Yeah.
I'm bored. I want to work some dogs. I can't work my performers. I don't want to overwork my dogs. So bringing foster dogs in is really fun for me. I get to train up some dogs, and I pull dogs out of a bad situation and put them into a good one. It's always my best hope is to find dogs that deserve good homes, and all dogs deserve good homes. So I help out where I can.
Technically, I have 12 because I do have a foster.
Aslan.
Yeah.
I was going to say, are you
Aslan.
leaving Aslan out? That's
Well,
so
she has how
rude.
many dogs I had, not how many dogs that were in my house.
Well, in your house right now.
And I'm
Not right now. We're not talking about right now.
Our dogs are both in Vanessa's house right now.
Yeah, we
like
crammed both of ours in. So what did I say?
20-something
22?
dogs?
There are 22 dogs in there because I also picked up. I have
An extra foster.
an extra foster who will be going to a different home tonight until he finds his permanent home.
So it's a party right now.
That
It is
is
a party at
yeah,
the house.
yeah, it's great.
I
Super
feel
fun.
like my face showed the concern of like, how in the world do you even manage having that many dogs in one place?
Crate and rotate.
Great and rotates.
That's
and,
fair.
And just having basic training, good obedience,
Yes.
True.
good recalls,
Friendly dogs.
and dogs that don't
Understand boundaries. All of our dogs know. They know each other, first of all, but they also know personal space limits and how to take a correction from another dog and warning signs to maybe that dog doesn't want you in their face or anywhere
they're
near you.
socially adept.
Very, very socially adept. They learn. The road teaches them how to be socially aware, for sure.
Our lifestyle teaches them because they're running into strange dogs every couple weeks.
By
to
the road, I
months.
don't mean like the actual road. I mean like I live traveling. That's what we call.
She lives in a van.
Hey now,
I
don't
mean,
need somebody coming after me.
you've got scary dog privilege.
Not
though.
really. My dogs are.
You-
pussies.
Her
But
dogs
they
become
look
a-
scary.
But they are not.
They
gonna
do not look
anything.
scary.
You look at Dizzy
Hot
and tell me
Shot.
that she looks. Hot Shot is the biggest baby in the van. She'd be like, "Oh hi, hello."
I
hello."
was trying.
She's a Malinois
She would-
Kelpie mix.
She looks
for
like a Malinois.
those.
She is a bitch.
Yeah, it.
God, I love it.
So most of your performers are going to have 5 or more dogs
Yeah.
because we have them rotating out and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I
So,
love that. What are your guys' future plans coming up for the next 6-ish months? Because any farther out than that, I don't think you know your own schedules.
That's valid.
6 is.
And
I'm
6 might be
here.
pushing it.
I'm actually here, so I have the Grand Country gig until October.
Yay.
So I actually know what I'm doing.
I don't think we have you that long.
You don't. It's really sad. I really like Grand Country. I'm having a great time there. But I head out to upstate New York for about a month and a half for a zoo with stunt dogs. Then I come back to Grand Country, and then I ship off to Europe for a week for the European Championships again with my dog Dizzy. And then I come back, Skyhounds World Finals, and then the week after that is Texas State Fair with stunt dogs as well. And that's like my September to October is Texas State Fair. And then after that, I am free with some off time.
I was going to say, do you guys have an off season, or is it just like between contracts?
Typically,
Both, but what your typical off season would be winter, but half times are during winter. So
Fair.
You're off, but you sometimes get a call, hey, they need you in Houston for this halftime, so you're packing up your car and driving 20 hours to go do this halftime.
for 7 minutes.
For 7. But it is the time of life, man.
It is.
Nothing compares.
Absolutely. There was one split moment at the very beginning of that performance that we did last week where I remember having the thought, soak this in because this is like what you're trying to get to. And I was like, I'm not even out there performing. I'm just cleaning up and making sure you guys have what you need. And I'm over here like a freaking kid in a candy store. Like, this is amazing.
That was me when I saw my first competition. And then I saw stunt dogs way back when they were down in Echo Holler of Silver Dollar City. And that's exactly how I felt, was soak this all in, because that's what I'm doing one day. So I totally get it. It's a lot of fun. Fun fact, that halftime was my first halftime, and she saved my behind.
For people in the Southwest Missouri area, if you guys do want to get started with disc, I always recommend either Vanessa, or if you're a little bit more north, we've got some friends up in Versailles, or Versailles, however you pronounce it, because it's Missouri, with smoking guns. I know you did some competitions with them.
I did.
How would that go?
I did league with them.
League, okay.
Yeah, I don't count it as a competition.
Yeah.
It's a very different feel, and you
Okay.
just have to do it to understand it. I'm not saying that league is bad or anything
It's
like
great.
that.
It is a great way to get started in Frisbee.
It's amazing. It's one of my recommended ways to get started in Frisbee because it's very laid back. It's very simple. There's not a lot of complicated rules.
Always a
So
plus.
It's just toss and fetch. You throw the dog the Frisbee, and they bring it back.
Throw the dog?
Yes. Yes. You
Wait.
throw the dog, and then you throw the Frisbee.
That's why they were surprised you brought a shepherd in.
Yeah.
Man, you're not going to be able to throw that thing very far.
Throw the Frisbee to the dog,
There you go.
and then the dog brings it back. It's literally just playing fetch. So super easy way to get into it, to see if your dog is going to like it. They're typically much more laid back, a little bit quieter than a full-blown competition.
100%.
So that's why I don't count them as competitions. It is still
Understandable.
competitive, and you do still get awards for them and stuff like that if awards are what you're after. So there is some competitiveness in it. And then if you get up into clubs like Kansas City and St. Louis, they are very competitive, but in a super friendly way.
Yeah.
Like, if it goes wrong, they're not gonna throw a fit about it. So, but yeah, that's what I did with the Smoking Guns Club. I had a ton of fun. It was great. I got a friend into it. She had never done league before. She had never done anything with disc, and she had a blast doing that. That's all I've been able to do with them. And then my performance season started up, so I don't get to compete anymore.
I had just had my Snapchat memories pop up, and it was the first time I met you 2 years ago. You were doing the performance for Pet Day thing, the March one that we were at a few weeks ago. But I was like, oh man, that's fun, because I remember I saw that, and I was like, well, Merle likes tricks, so I took him up to a clinic, and that boy couldn't care less about a Frisbee. It's absolutely comical.
And some dogs don't. I have
To your
several.
point about you can't make a dog do something they don't want to
Yeah.
do.
Mm-mm.
I have one dog. She has the energy of the Energizer Bunny. This dog does not sit still.
Glitch.
It's my glitch. But she won't chase a toy or a Frisbee to save her life.
She literally looks
is-
like the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah.
Like, not like
She kinda does.
She doesn't look like a bunny, but she looks like what you'd expect the Energizer Bunny to be in person.
Does-
I'm
yeah.
like, good God,
She
dog.
does not sit still. She's on a caffeine high 24/7.
Just slammed 4 Red Bulls before she came to work this morning.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I thought I was
So
bad.
she won't she won't chase a toy to save her life, but she makes an excellent trick dog. So some dogs you're just not going to get to play Frisbee.
Yeah.
And so if a Frisbee dog is your goal, then as you're evaluating that dog, make sure that they are okay playing with toys. Because if they'll play with literally any toy, you will eventually be able to get them on a Frisbee. But they have to have that toy drive first.
And as we wrap this up, do you guys have any last thoughts or things that I didn't ask that you wanted to talk about that I didn't bring up? I know I kind of left you a little blind coming into this, but as much as people think I'm super organized for this podcast, I'm really not, especially for interviews, because I don't know where it's going to go.
When she says a little blind, we didn't know anything. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I vaguely told you where to show up.
She
Pretty
kidnapped
much,
us,
yeah.
put us in the back of her van, covered our heads with hoods. We don't know where we are. Help. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
We're just woken up in this room.
I think I'm ending it there. That's amazing.
And scene.
Oh, socials. What platforms do people find you guys on?
All of them. I'm on
What are
Facebook,
your handles?
What is your
Instagram.
handle?
I'll
Just
get
look
there.
her up, Vanessa.
No, all of them. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, all under Silver Screen Canines.
I totally tried to tag you in the video that I posted under your personal account, and I forgot it was Silver Screen, and now I feel real dumb.
Yeah, yeah, all of it is under that. That way there, I don't get confused. And then people can find me. I do have a link tree. So if you find one of those socials, it's usually on there somewhere so you can find the others.
Well, you'll be getting tagged later today.
Sweet.
I really only post on Instagram. It's at Michigan Borders.
Okay.
I have like a personal Facebook.
Fair.
It's just my name.
Yeah, you don't have to actually
Yeah,
publicize
but
that.
I don't have any like dog Facebook or TikTok or Twitter or anything like that. It's just Instagram for me.
I will add, each of mine is something a little different. So like my Facebook, Silver Screens, and my Instagram are more to my obedience side. So like on Facebook, you're going to find more of my behavior, pack eval, that kind of stuff. On Instagram, you'll find a little bit more of my performance stuff. Sometimes you'll get some behavior stuff in there. It just depends on which one's posting, myself or my wife. And then my TikTok and my YouTube are more for me to have fun. So you see my dogs doing stupid dog things.
Yep.
And actually just living a dog life and so that kind of stuff. So depending on what you're looking for, that can separate the socials for you.
Yeah.
I love it.
Woohoo!
Well, thank you guys again for joining. I had a
Absolutely.
blast. I super appreciate
Yeah,
you,
thank you.
especially the fact that you freestyled the freestyle routine.
Yeah.
Oh, I
That
did
was
freestyle that
insane.
shit. I was. Oh, can I swear on this? I think I have already.
Oh, yeah, no.
Okay.
Just try not to drop an F.
I haven't, which is very surprising for me.
Trust me, I understand the
No.
feeling.
No, Macee showed up. I asked her like, an hour before we had to leave. I was like, "Hey, you want to come do this freestyle thing?" She's like, "What?" And I'm like, "I can't throw long distance very well. You'd want to come do that?" And she was like, "Yeah, okay." So she came in.
I bring my two best long distance dogs.
Yeah.
Let me elaborate.
Yeah, she brings dogs for long distance because love you, Jazz, but we had no clue what was happening. We did not realize it was in an arena. We found out it was on turf the night before. I was trying to find dog shoes.
Yeah, you texted me that, and I was like, I don't think they need them for turf. And you're like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
And I heard,
Kendra.
I was going to say, are you cool with us
Yeah, I
saying
don't care.
wife? Okay. Want to protect your mental state.
I appreciate it.
But yeah, I hear your wife in the background go, thank God. I
Yeah.
just
It's a
started
process
laughing.
to put boots on the dogs and make them stay there. So anyway, we asked Macee to come do long distance, and she's like, yeah, that sounds like fun, because I know that she can throw way better than I can. She can hit, 70, 80 yards?
80 on a good day.
Okay. I can hit
70 is more usually typical, but yeah.
I hit 50 on a good day. So there you go.
The arena was 50 yards.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
didn't know
show
that
up.
I
walking
thought
in.
I told you guys.
50-yard
I really-
arena. I was
clue.
like, okay, well, I can throw 50 yards.
Yeah.
And then, like,
So
your
then-
second throw, we're all kind of like, oh,
Is that
please
gonna
drop,
go
please drop.
over?
So then we're at the halftime, and the lady comes back and is like, we need you to fill 8 minutes. And I'm like,
Vanessa and I look at each other like 3 minutes of toss and fetch or 3 minutes of long distance on a 50-yard field. Ain't gonna happen.
so like 5 minutes before we're supposed to go on, I'm like, Macee, you want to do a freestyle routine? She's wearing her Crocs.
Not
She's
in
like,
sport
I
mode.
am not dressed for freestyle, but yeah, let's do this.
And still absolutely killed it.
I
Yeah.
posted clips from all of it on mine too, so you can see them all there. I would say Macee posted clips as well.
But yeah, thank you so much for having us on.
Always. And I
Loved
will
it.
hang out with you guys, hopefully, later this summer.